Guns are pretty cool. They just have one big problem. Other people. You know, at any point, I could just be walking down the street and have my alleged KD ratio completely ruined just by some guy. Fortunately, I think I have a solution. AI! Basically, if a computer program is capable of driving a car or creating a beautiful work of art, then what's stopping it from, aiding me in self-defense? Basically, I'm gonna make an aimbot gun. This sounds pretty complicated, but I've broken it down to 3 simple elements. It needs to see, it needs to move, and it needs to think. To make the gun see, there's really only one good option, an ESP32. This thing's basically a little microcontroller with a camera and Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is very, very important, because this thing is stupid and dumb and stupid. This dumbass doesn't even know what a person looks like. It sees, but it doesn't comprehend. This is where the Wi-Fi comes into play. My idea is to stream video from the camera to a web server, which my computer can look at and go, "Dude, there's a person right there." So I was gonna have a whole section here where I showed you how I got the face tracking working, but it was very, very boring. Also, I forgot to record it. So I'm just going to cut straight to the setup process.
Get an ESP32. Plug the ESP32 into an FDDI programmer. Plug the FDDI programmer into a laptop for power. Wait for the ESP32 to connect to Wi-Fi. Open OBS. Start streaming from the ESP32 to OBS. Start virtual camera to trick the code into thinking the stream is my webcam. Open VS Code. Finally run the face tracking code that I 1000% wrote myself.
And it's just that easy. Damn, what a nerd. Anyway, let's talk about some of the physical aspects of this gun, because obviously it's not a real gun. I'm going to be using this one from Kmart. Partly because I'm not allowed to use a real one. Mostly because it's cheap. But as you, my very intelligent viewer, may have noticed, that handle doesn't move. This is a problem. A problem that I'm going to solve with servos. If it's not clear, this is a segue to the next part of the video. It's me again. Anyway. This is a servo. When it's powered, some magic happens, and it rotates. This is perfect for what I'm going for. I want the gun to rotate, aim at my enemies, that's all good. I'm going to take a couple of these, chuck them like a pan tilt kind of thing, so that it can aim wherever I need it to. I don't know how I'm going to do that though. That's a job for future me. Hey, it's me from the future. You can tell because I'm wearing a different shirt. Anyway, I've decided that I'll be designing everything in Fusion because I get a license for free because I'm a student. I've never used CAD software before, but I have used Blender, so I'm hoping the skills are a little bit transferable. Guess I'll find out. I'll go do that now. Check back in when it's done. Wish me luck. Dom, why don't you come take a look? Oh right, now that I'm out of 3D modeling hell, let's take a look at what I've actually made. First up is the handle. You do know what a handle is, don't you? Anyway, next up is the thing that holds the servos. I designed it with a whole bunch of these little interlocking tabs. The hope is that it'll hold everything together nice and tightly when the gun's moving. If it doesn't do that and it breaks, I could always just kill my... Now finally, this is the thing that holds everything together. So it connects the gun to the servos, it's got a slot for the battery pack, it's got a slot for the other electronics. Speaking of the other electronics, I think I'll tell you about that now. Ow! What the hell? First up, we've got the Raspberry Pi Pico. This thing is basically an Arduino Nano, except it's got Wi-Fi and it's cheaper. It's going to serve as a middleman between my computer and the servos, so it's going to take instructions from the PC, tell the servos what to do. Then for power, I just soldered a battery pack to a voltage converter. If you're wondering why I'm using these wires, it's because I found them in an old Arduino set, and they're the only ones I have. Build time! Almost done. I just need to get the Pico talking to the servos, and then that'll be pretty much it. Now, I did run into some trouble where this little battery pack was not nearly strong enough to power everything, so the stream from the ESP32 was cutting out a lot. I've fixed this by actually, I'm just gonna plug it into my laptop, I think, and then like have my laptop in my backpack. It's a solution. Alright, so I'm gonna go sort out the servo code, and then assuming that nothing goes catastrophically wrong, should be good to go. Hey, Code Explanation Joey here, coming to you live with the code explanation. It's really simple. If the green box isn't in the middle of the screen, then the program tells the servos to move until it is in the middle of the screen. So when am I getting paid? Oh my god. Oh my lord, what is this? Ugh. Now time to fire it. Let's get a Nerf dart. I'm not aiming at him. I need you to fix this. Oh no, something happened. Okay, it's been about an hour. I've done some repairs. I just need it to work once on camera. That's all I'm asking for. From what I can tell, I knocked a wire loose and all the power to the servos was redirected through the Pico. This completely killed it. I suppose I could always order a replacement, but I think at this point I'd rather just take the L and move on to the next project. Even though I wasn't able to get a shot of it working, I'm still really happy with what I was able to do. And to be honest, the only reason I'm stopping now is because I'm super excited to work on the next project. I'll have that video out at some point, hopefully, so subscribe if you want to see it. Alright, that's all from me. See ya!